inspiring entrepreneurs to own his own business, or her business. And each year, thousands of people try to do just that. The overwhelming majority of new businesses fail, but that doesn't seem to dampen the entrepreneur's urge to be his or her own boss. In Dorchester, we found a man who seems to have combined the best of two worlds. He loves Dorchester, and he yearns to work for himself. Last fall, he took the gamble and opened his own Dorchester business.
See ya.
See ya. Bye-bye. I'll call.
His friends told him he was crazy. After all, he has a wife, 2 kids, a cat, a dog, and a mortgage. But at age 39, he quit a secure, comfortable job at a Dorchester bank to begin his own neighborhood newspaper. It's called The Reporter.
I always wanted to do a newspaper. So as we're approaching that middle-aged 40, I said to Mary, well, we either keep putting this idea off for the future, and that future will never arrive, or we do it now. We've been talking about it for 12 or 14 years. Let's fish or cut bait. I forget whether we actually fished or cut bait, but here we are.
Carol, I also have to get my coffee and Timmy's coffee.
Oh, all right.
I'm paying a visit.
Okay.
Have you decided what you want to put in this month, or do you want to? No, we had your Christmas message in last month. You want to deduct, you don't want to run Saturday hours, right?
Yeah, right. 105.
Thank you.
The Reporter is a monthly paper. So far, 5 issues have been published and distributed free to 13,000 households in Dorchester and Milton.
Hi. Is Tim here?
Yes, it's me.
Okay. I'm Ed Forey with The Reporter. Tell him his coffee is here also.
Ed Forey wears a closet full of hats. He is the news reporter, the business manager, the production manager, and most importantly, the sales manager.
How's your advertising going?
The advertising is going excellent. Really,
We're going to talk about the Braintree store. Do you want to?
The Braintree store is next. Yeah.
The Reporter has a folksy flavor, and its content is strictly local. Stories of the people and events of Dorchester, the neighborhood where Ed Forey has lived all his life.
Dorchester is a very big section of the city. It has, there are 113,000 people in my immediate area. And yet, there are very many things that are similar to people who live in Newton or in Wellesley or in Natick or in Hingham. There's a lot of small-townness about it. What we're trying to do is create a small-town newspaper, a small-town communications forum for these folks.
Oh, good. You're open, Virginia. How are you?
Fine, Eddie. How are you?
Fine.
Forey says he loves meeting and dealing with neighborhood people. People like Virginia Mullen of Adams Antiques on Neponset Avenue. The store ran a Christmas ad in the December issue. Now it was time to plan for January.
What's the problem? People don't come in because they think you're real antiques and you're expensive and everything.
Expensive. Yeah.
Why don't we see if we can do something about that in the ad?
Gee, we've had 140 advertisers with us and different advertisers over 4 months, and they know that when I come in the door, I'm not just there to pick up that check and walk out the door with it. I try to sit down with each advertiser as best we can and think through what they're going to say, how they should say it on a month-by-month basis.
Dorchester already has a weekly, a bi-weekly, and a shopper, but Ed Forey thinks he can sell enough ads to make a go of it. If an entrepreneur needs anything, it's faith in himself and his product.
Because I go into a sales call thinking of it not as a sales call, but almost as a, I have something that will be good for you. Let's see if we can match what this can do with what you need to be done. I believe in the paper. I believe it can work. And I'm trying to impart that sense of belief in it to that person that I'm speaking to about potential advertising.
While Ed is out on the road, his wife Mary is back at the house working on the word processor. Mary describes herself as the paper's secretary, copy editor, and chief worrier. She also writes a column called The Urban Gardener.
In September, when we were first coming out, I was being driven crazy by my crabgrass, so I decided to do a column venting my total frustration on a yard full of crabgrass. And it more or less went from there.
In December, Mary wrote ruefully that she had missed her big chance. Instead of planting all those tomatoes and peppers last summer, she should have been cultivating Cabbage Patch dolls. January's column explores the joys and jitters of approaching a delicate birthday, her 40th. Aside from being a newspaper publishing headquarters, the Forey home is a lot like thousands of other Dorchester households. For Ed, working from his house has many advantages, including more time with his kids, Billy and Maureen. But there are times when running a business out of a spare bedroom is a test of patience.
One of the great moments is to be on the phone talking, yes, well, we'll be happy to take the ad, excuse me a second. Mary, will you shut the door? The kids are yelling. That's one of the moments.
So far, Ed has not paid himself a salary. All the paper's income has gone back into the business while the family is living off savings. Ed hopes to begin drawing a paycheck from the Reporter early this year.
If we could possibly do is get a letter out to all these people that are on that list.
Starting up a mom-and-pop newspaper business may be a risky venture for the family, but Mary Forey has already seen benefits that money can't buy.
I can see so much more potential for personal happiness just within the last 6 months. With Eddie, he's so much happier than he was before.
I think the kick I will get out of it is if it has something to do with supporting this neighborhood, which we love so much, that we live in. We obviously hope to make a living off of it. We think we can do that. And at the same time, have a positive impact on this neighborhood of people that we are in the midst of, and the neighborhood that we love so much and very important to us.